Forecasting involves predicting how a situation that you're considering might turn out. What you are predicting might have broad implications for the world, like how many people will be displaced by extreme weather in coastal areas over the next year. Or it might be personal to you. For example, how long will it take you to get to school if you take a new route? Or how will your chosen college major impact your job prospects after graduation? We make these types of predictions all the time. They're important to our decision making. Strong forecasters are amazing at these types of forecasts, and you can be too by using the same tools that they use. Knowing where to start is key. For most successful forecasters, this means starting by figuring out the most suitable reference classes and then figuring out the most suitable base rates. You may not have heard the terms reference class or base rate before, but you probably have used them. A reference class is a group of items, events, or situations that are similar in some way to what you are making a prediction about, and which you can use for making comparisons. Most of us use reference classes all the time when making decisions about our daily lives, often without even realizing it. When successful forecasters identify reference classes, they focus on finding the most suitable comparisons for the subject that they're forecasting. Identifying the most useful reference classes and figuring out what the most appropriate base rates are keys to successful forecasting. In this video, we will dive more deeply into the concept of reference classes. And here's a reminder to follow this up with our video on base rates. By the end of both videos, you'll know exactly what reference classes are and what base rates are, why they are helpful for forecasting, and how you can identify the strongest ones for the situations you are forecasting. Let's get started. Think of it like this. If you want to know how well a new summer movie might do at the box office, just focusing on what you know about that one particular movie, like who was in it or what it's about, gives you a really narrow set of data to draw from that doesn't tell you very much, if anything, about past trends from other similar movies. A better strategy would be to find a specific group of movies of the same genre, with similar budgets, and summer release dates that you can compare this movie to. That's a reference class. We will take a look at strategies for finding the most suitable reference classes later in the video, but first, let's take a look at some more examples of reference classes. First up, professional sports. Imagine you're a general manager for a professional basketball team, and you're trying to predict how well a new basketball player will perform in their first season. Remember, when identifying a reference class, you want to think about similar situations or groups that might help inform your predictions. In this case, you could look at past rookie players who played the same position, played in a comparable era, had similar statistics in college, and were selected around the same position or range during the player draft. This group of players is your reference class. Once you know how that group of players performed in their rookie seasons, that will help you make a prediction about the new player on your team. Or let's say a new video game is launching, and game developers and marketers want to know how popular it might be. They could look at other games with comparable gameplay elements, with similar development costs, and released on the same platform. This helps them predict sales and reception. These comparable games form a reference class. So, how do we make sure that we are identifying the most useful reference classes to inform our forecasts? Here are 3 key things to remember when selecting suitable reference classes. Key number 1, similarity. The more similar the items in the reference class are to what you are trying to predict, the better. If making predictions about box office sales, record releases, or how successful a new video game or book will be, look for factors like genre, budget, release time, and target audience. For instance, if you're predicting the success of a new superhero movie, compare it to other superhero movies with similar budgets, lead actors, and marketing efforts. If the movie is a sequel or part of a larger franchise, you can look at the success of other movies within that same superhero world. The closer the match, the more relevant your comparison. Key number 2, size. A larger reference class can give you more reliable data. If you're predicting the number of hurricanes that will make landfall during the upcoming hurricane season, you might want to include the last 5 to 10 seasons instead of just looking at the last year or 2. This is because a larger data set can account for more variables and reduce the impact of unusual cases, leading to more accurate predictions. Key number 3, recency. The more recent the items in your reference class, the better they reflect current trends and conditions. For example, video games released last year are a better comparison for a new game than ones released a decade ago. Trends in technology, audience preferences, and market conditions can change rapidly, so recent data is often more relevant. However, there are often trade-offs when choosing reference classes. For example, if you rely too much on reference classes with only recent data points, you might end up with a group that's too small to provide reliable insights. To create a large enough reference class, you may need to give up looking for similarities that are highly specific. There's no single right answer when it comes to choosing the best reference class. It's always a balancing act, but that's okay. Being intentional and thoughtful about how you choose your reference class will improve your forecasting, even if you have to make some trade-offs in the process. So, to wrap things up, a reference class is a group of items or events that are similar to the item or event you're making a prediction about, allowing you to make comparisons to better inform your predictions. No matter what you're forecasting, whether it's something that's personal to you or something with broad global implications, identifying the right reference class involves finding a group that has plenty of similarities to your particular item or event, is suitably large, and contains recent examples. The power of prediction lies in comparison. Choose reference classes wisely, and you'll be forecasting with more accuracy in no time.